Smile Lions, it's me, Mrs. Keenev. We're back with another video focusing on our character trait of the month this month, which is generosity. Before we get started on some of the activities that we've sent home for you to do, I wanted to check in at the mood meter. And here's my mood meter here in my office. If you were here at Lyle and you came into my office, the first thing you would do is you'd stop right here and you'd check in at the mood meter by picking out one of these faces. You can pick them out just because you like the way they look. Maybe they look like you, or maybe they look like how you're feeling. And then you'd move it to where you're feeling on the mood meter. I have my own little face that says Mrs. Keenev on it because I'm always in here. I'm going to put myself on the yellow today. I'm feeling excited and happy. I really love this time of year and I'm really excited to be able to do this video with you guys. So I'm feeling in the yellow. I'm feeling higher energy, but pleasant. So I'm still feeling really good. What I wanted to do really quickly was pick some random faces down here, show them to you, and then I want you to tell me where they go. Let's do this one. Where do you think that face goes on the mood meter? Does it look like they're feeling low energy or high energy? And is it a pleasant or unpleasant feeling? I'm thinking high energy and unpleasant, which would be in the red, maybe angry or frustrated. What about this one? Ooh, she fell, oh my goodness. Got the rubber off the ground. What about this one? Where would they go? Again, is it low energy, high energy, pleasant or unpleasant? I'm thinking low energy and unpleasant. So maybe she's feeling sad or even worried. So I'm gonna put her in the blue zone. What about this one? How are they feeling? What do you think? This one's a little bit tricky. Low energy, high energy, pleasant, unpleasant. I'm gonna say that this one is a low energy but pleasant. He looks like he's feeling happy and maybe calm, but it could be happy, excited, right? We just don't really know. And then what about this last one? What do you guys think? Low energy, high energy, pleasant or unpleasant? I'm thinking high energy and pleasant. Her smile's bigger than the last one, so maybe she's feeling excited, like I'm feeling excited today. So I'm gonna think yellow. Is that what you guys were thinking? Awesome, awesome job. So we checked in at the mood meter. I wonder where you are today. We labeled some different feelings and emotions, put them all in different colors and squares, but I'm wondering, where are you? If you have someone who's around you right now, or if you're alone, you could always just say it out loud to yourself or write it down, but I want you to say out loud, where are you? What color are you in? And then once you've decided what color you are in, what feeling are you feeling? So I'm in the yellow and I'm feeling excited. What color are you in? And what feeling are you feeling? I sure hope you're having a good day. And if not, I hope you're able to do something that helps you feel a little bit better today. Maybe get into some of those pleasant zones, right? So today we're talking about generosity, which is our character trait of the month. Generosity means that we're sharing with others without expecting anything in return. And generosity, sometimes we use that word, but sometimes we also might use the word giving, right? So you might see giving or generosity, but they essentially mean the same thing. We're sharing with others without expecting anything in return. And so that can look a lot of different ways, right? Sometimes when we share with others, it's by giving a gift. We often think about that around holiday times or celebration times. We give gifts to others. And when we give a gift, we're not expecting to get a gift back, right? We're just thinking about giving that gift to someone. And usually we try and make it special and something that we know they'll enjoy and really appreciate, that they'll really be happy to receive. It's about them, it's not about us, right? So it's not about us getting anything. Sometimes we might give compliments, right? We're going to talk more about that. Saying something nice that you appreciate about others, right? Another thing that we can give is our time. So you might have watched our last video with Lyle, and he helped out a lot of staff members. And you might have thought, how is that generosity? How is he sharing with others without expecting anything back? He was doing with others, he was sharing his time, and he was helping others, and he wasn't expecting them to help him back. Sometimes they did, right? But he wasn't expecting it always. So he was doing kind, generous things, and he wasn't thinking about himself and how they were going to help him later. So that's why that was practicing generosity. And you can do that almost every day, right? You can share your time, you can say kind things. Sometimes you might even give gifts. Mrs. Mabry is going to talk a little bit more about some things that you can give that might not cost anything, right? So that's a really fun way for you to practice generosity. And there's so many different ways, which is awesome. We sent home a packet in your last distribution that looked like this. It says SEL December packet, generosity or giving, right? Yours is probably stapled. Mine is unstapled so that I can do this project with you. And when you flip to the first page, you will probably have this sheet that talks about compliments. So I'm going to read that over with you guys. Compliments, because that's really going to be what where our activity is about today. Compliments are true. They are something that really happened and it's accurate about the person. So it means that when you're saying a compliment, it's something that you mean, it's true, it's honest, and it's something that you believe about the other person. If someone is just learning to draw, you might say, your drawings are really improving. You wouldn't say, you are such a great artist, right? So you'd want to say something that's true and that is still kind, right? It doesn't mean you have to say something that's not honest just because you want to say something nice, right? Compliments are positive. They should be something nice that you notice that would make someone feel good. You would say, your drawing of your dog has lots of great detail. You wouldn't say, wow, these are a lot better than those awful drawings you first did. That doesn't sound very good, right? So you're wanting to say something positive. Compliments are also specific. They use details that show the person you are really noticing something. You would say, I really like how you drew the grass and flowers. You wouldn't just say, nice work. So they're more specific, right? That means that they have detail and they're directly about that person that you're giving them to. So those are just some definitions of what compliments are. We're going to be writing some compliments. So this is something you might want to come back to or keep to the side. We also have some examples of compliments. These are sentence starters. So you might have some that look like this in there. That was kind of blurry because you can see the picture behind it. That have lots of different sentence starters on them. And then you might have another page that has some more and then some blank ones that you can also fill out. So some of these sentence starters are I like you because. I like how you, fill in the blank. Nice work showing, fill in the blank. This is an excellent, fill in the blank, right? You are good at, could fill in the blank. I appreciate your, and you fill in the blank, right? So these are to help you write some of your sentences for our activity, which are these complimentins. These complimentins are super fun. So what you're gonna do, what you're gonna need for this activity is you're going to need this piece of paper, you're going to need some scissors, and you're going to need a writing utensil and some coloring utensils. I have a pencil and I have pens. You don't have to use a pencil and pens, right? You can use whatever it is that you have at your house. When you're using your scissors, remember, you need to ask an adult first, right? And make sure that you're using them safely. So what we're gonna do is we are going to work on our complimentins. This page. Now you might notice that there is a spot at the top that's kind of a rectangle, right? Oop, I'm not pointing to the right spot. Right up here. So that's where the person's name is going to go that you are going to give a compliment to. So you're gonna think about, Who is someone you want to give a compliment to? I'm going to give a compliment to my mom. So I'm going to write mom at the top of my complimented. And then I'm going to look at these examples and think about what I would like to write to her. What's a compliment I want to give my mom? And I'm going to borrow some of the sentence starters. I'm going to use I like you because. So I'm going to write that. I like you because you are kind. Now, if I wanted to, I could color this for her, right? My mom's favorite color is red, so I'm going to grab my red pen and I am going to draw some little red hearts on there. If I sat and I colored this whole thing, this video would be kind of long, so I'm just going to draw the red hearts. Now, I'm going to show you a different way that you could do this. So this is one way where you write it all in yourself, right? The next way you could do this for your second complimentins, because you get to give two separate people these complimentins, is you're going to still write the person's name at the top. So whoever this next person's going to be, I'm going to do Mrs. Mabry. So I'm going to write Mrs. Mabry. And then I'm actually going to cut out one of these sentence starters, and then I'm just going to fill it in. So I'm going to cut out I like the way you, because that's the one I want to use. And if I cut it out and it's not exactly perfect, is that okay? Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is. Right? I like the way you, And then I'm gonna fill in the rest. So mine is a little bit big for the space that we have, so I'm actually gonna trim it a little bit. So that way it fits better on the mitten, but you can do it however you like. I like the way you show Lyle kids you care. And then I'm going to glue, so you will need a glue stick if you do it this way. I'm going to glue that right there with my words underneath it, right? And then what I would do, once I'm ready to give these to the people that I am giving them to, is I would cut them out. Now remember, you're giving these to two separate people, so you're gonna cut them both out separately, right? And then give them to whoever you'd like to give compliments to. And did you know when you give a compliment, it just really fills people's buckets, which means it really makes them happy. It makes their day, it makes them feel really good inside, and it usually makes them want to maybe give a compliment to someone else, or maybe they start thinking more positively about themselves, right? So here's one example of my mitten. I'm gonna work on this a little bit more and color it really pretty for my mom and give it to her the next time I see her. But here's that one example. And then the other one, I'm gonna cut out a little bit later. But that is our activity for this month that we sent home with you. There's a couple different ways you can do it, whatever you think works best for you. You can cut out the sentence starter, you can copy the sentence starter onto the mitten, or you could even cut out these blank ones and just fill in your sentence on there if you want the little snowman to be on your mitten just for fun, right? So there's a few different ways you can do this activity. We really hope this is a fun activity for you to do, and hopefully you get to give a couple different people some compliments and think about how you can be generous with your words and your time, right? You're spending time doing this, which is really, really kind. And when you're giving those compliments, remember, you're not expecting to get a compliment back, right? Which means you're not expecting for someone to give you a compliment. You're just doing it to make someone else feel good, right? So that is what we're doing this month for generosity. Mrs. Mabry is going to talk a little bit more about generosity and show you another activity, and then we will come together and do some breathing at the end. I will see you guys in the library with Mrs. Mabry in just a little bit.
Hey, Lyle Lion, so good to see you. So I know you just talked with Mrs. Keenif, and now I am here to talk a little bit more about generosity. I have a couple of fun activities. We're going to do a game, and then we're going to talk about making some cards that you guys could be making at home if you have the materials. We're going to first start with generosity. And again, I know you guys have gone over those with Mrs. Keenib, you've gone over it with your class, but just a quick reminder that generosity is our character trait, and it's being able to share with others without expecting anything in return. And I just absolutely love that. I hope you guys liked our last video with Mr. Lyle the Lion. We had a great time making it, and we made some teachers pretty happy just going around the school trying to come up with ways to give to others without expecting anything in return. So I want to give you guys a couple examples of showing generosity, because that's a big word and there's so many different ways you can show it. So I'm just going to read a couple to you. Sharing your games or your toy, that could be generosity. Giving someone a gift, that could also be generosity. Spending time with someone. So again, it doesn't even have to cost money. It could just be spending time, going over to check on your grandma, or maybe a friend, or just anyone, maybe a neighbor. Letting someone borrow your things. So let's say I noticed that my friend didn't have her pin today, so I just was able to give her my pin, and then she was able to give it back. So just sharing and letting someone borrow. Making something for someone, that's always a really good one. So making a gift. Today we're going to talk about how we can make cards. And my daughter, Maria, she made a card, and we're going to be giving it to someone later today. But that was just a piece of paper, some paint, and again, you don't even need paint. You could just write, use a pencil and a marker or whatever you have. It's great because, again, just giving and letting someone know that you're thinking of them feels really good. Another thing is letting other people have a turn. So it's fun to be the very first person, but it's okay to let someone go in front of you. So being able to give someone a turn is always such another way to show generosity. We are going to play a quick game. So I have these cards, and some of them are examples of showing generosity, and then some of them are not showing generosity. So again, oops, sorry, I dropped one. If we were face to face, I might have you guys write it down, but we're not. It's over the camera, and that's totally fine. So you guys just give me a thumbs up. If it's showing generosity, show me a thumbs up. And if it's not showing generosity, give me that thumbs down. The first one is when dinner is being prepared, that you go and help your mom, you offer. Is that showing generosity? Yeah, you see your mom in the kitchen making dinner, and instead of just sitting on the couch watching TV, you get up and you say, hey, Mom, how can I help? Maybe it's setting the table, or maybe it's cutting up some vegetables or something, or washing the dishes while she cooks. When playing a game with a friend, asking someone to join you. So if you're in class, or maybe you're at home visiting someone, and you're playing a game, and you ask them to play with you. That feels so good. So inviting others, that feels really good. What about, so a student wouldn't let anyone else have a turn on the swings. Was that showing generosity? So he wanted to be on the swings the entire time and did not share. You're right, that would be a thumbs down. What about another student let his friend have a turn on the tablet? Was that showing generosity? Yes, good job. All right. Another student stayed after school to help with the younger student with math. So they stayed and they offered to help. Was that showing generosity? You're right, it was. A student shared a brownie with her friend and gave her friend the smallest part. Oh, so she was sharing, but she gave her like a tiny little part. So it could be both, but usually when you're being generous, you want to give them an equal or maybe even a bigger piece because that feels good. All right, another student gave $1 to his friend who needed lunch money. Was that being generous? Yes. One time, my son Izzy, he went to school and he forgot his lunch. And one of his friends said, "Hey, why don't I'll give you a couple dollars and just pay me back." But he didn't expect anything in return. He just was offering to give him this money so that to make sure that my son had lunch, and that was really nice. All right, we have 2 more. I want to see how you guys are doing. The next one says, a student stayed after school to help a younger student with math. Oh, sorry, I already shared that one. Oh, okay. A student took 3 pieces of candy when he was only supposed to take 1. Was that being generous? That wasn't being very generous. One more. When a student wouldn't let anyone else have a turn down the slide. So they blocked the way and wouldn't let anyone go down. Yep, that is not being generous. All right. So my next thing is cards. So making a card for a grandma, an uncle, an aunt, a cousin, anyone, and sending it to them. I think that's a great way to show generosity. So again, this is one example. This is another one that one of my Maria's friends helped with. She just wrote a card. It's so pretty. I love it. And then I am going to make a couple cards too. And I'm going to send them to some teachers. I took a piece of paper. I wrote a simple word, and then in the inside, I'll just write thank you or just say, I hope you have a great day. And again, you can put decorations on it. You can draw your own. I am not the best artist in the world, but I try to find things that are around me and I just kind of improvise. So this is a card I'm going to be making a little bit later. And again, all you really need is paper. And it doesn't have to doesn't have to be fancy. It just feels good to get a card from someone. Just fold it in half like that, and you can just write a little picture, just say a nice little message, whatever you want. So you guys, that is it for today. Mrs. Keenup and I actually are going to do a quick breathing technique with you guys, but we just wanted to say hi and hope you guys have an awesome day. And thank you for showing generosity this month with us. Take care.
Hi, Lyle Lions. We're here to end our video with just a little quick mindfulness practice and body check. I have Mrs. Mabry here. We're going to do that together today. So what we want you to do is we want you to get really comfortable in your chair, sit back, relax. We want your feet planted like flat on the ground, and we want your hands however they feel best to you, your arms relaxed, whatever that looks like for you. Now for this activity, you can keep your eyes open or you can close them, whatever feels best and whatever is the most comfortable. So we're going to first start at the top of our body, the very, very top, which is our head. We're going to move our head around. Maybe move our neck, right? Is that where are you feeling any stress or tension there? How is your head feeling? How is your brain doing? What about, we're going to move down to your eyes. We're going to stretch our eyelids open really big. Close them really tight. Take a big deep breath. Now we're going to move down to our mouth. If you don't have a mask, you can move your mouth open wide. Stretch your jaw. Move that around. Clench your teeth a little bit and then unclench, right? Focus on your mouth. Now we're going to move down to our shoulders. Let's shrug our shoulders twice. Oh, maybe more than twice because that felt good. You can shrug them forward and backwards. How are your shoulders feeling today? Then we're going to move down to our hands. How are our hands feeling? You can stretch your fingers out. Clench them up, stretch them out, clench them up, and then relax them. We're going to move down to our legs or our knees. My knees are bent because I'm sitting in a chair, so I'm going to stretch them out straight. Mrs. Mabry's stretching hers out straight too, even though we're kind of squished under this table. We're going to stretch our legs. Oh, that feels good. And then lastly, we're going to move down to our ankles and our feet. So you can roll your ankle around, move your foot around, scrunch your feet. Are your feet in your socks or your shoes, or do you not have those on? Can you scrunch your toes? And then we're going to take 3 deep breaths. You ready? Let's do 1. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Thank you so much for participating in that. That's a whole body mindfulness check. We did it pretty quick, but we focused on all the different parts of our body from our head down to our toes. And we're just trying to check and see if any of those body parts feel stress or if they feel like they need to maybe be stretched out, right? And that helps us feel good and ready to go for the day. We sure hope you have an awesome rest of your day today. And we can't wait to see you in the new year in January. Oh my goodness. We will see you guys then for some new videos and a new character trait of the month. Have an awesome, awesome winter break, you guys. Bye.